Again, the Prime Minister is misleading the House. Only bold enough to say to your face.
You don't know what I'm going to say. You don't know what I'm going to say.
The Prime Minister is attributing a point of view or a remark to me, which is false.
I rise to use my entire 30 minutes on this motion. No, you can speak for the 45 minutes or 30 minutes now, but you know you don't have the chance to speak when you come back to close. You do it right now. You have the time then. I want to know how you going to stop me from speaking when I'm the one tabling the PAAC report. If you attempt to do it, no, you can't stop that. No, I'll ask you to name you. So don't go there.
So Wagwan Jamaica. So hello everyone, I hope that you are all doing well. So guys, kindly, if it's your first time coming across my video, guys, feel free to share, comment, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And for the returning ones, I want to appreciate you for the love and support that you have given me. On to today's video, guys, we are going to see a clash. It's all about politics, and we are going to see a clash between the PNP and the GNP parties. It is a clash in the parliament where they were throwing words and they are telling each other the truth. They are telling each other what they need to do. The opposition party was there and telling Andrew Holness, the PM of Jamaica, and what he is supposed to do, and it brought a lot of chaos. So guys, kindly stay tuned, watch this video till the end, then I'll be back with a comment.
So a more mainstream response stood up by the ministries, departments, and agencies. Inasmuch as members of parliament have been clamoring to want to deliver package, to want to deliver roofing material, there will come a time, and it has already come, where the members of parliament will be saying, take this away from me, I can't manage it anymore. But you know, this is, Madam Speaker, the challenge. Because in one voice you say you want it, and then in another voice you say you don't want it, you just want it done. And Madam Speaker, we as the government who have the responsibility, we already knew that this moment would come. And therefore, Madam Speaker, that is why we have always emphasized that we must stand up the government, make the government strong, including the members of the opposition, so that we can give the long-enduring service to those Jamaicans who are suffering. That is what we have done. So, Madam Speaker, the idea that somehow the relief effort has been partisan, unfairly distributed, the main proponent being my sister and neighbor from St. Andrew South West.
Again, the Prime Minister is misleading the House by saying, and besmirching, yes, my character, by saying that I am the main proponent. Obviously, he's not on social media. He's not reading what others are saying and writing. I am only bold enough to say it to your face.
Madam Speaker, I am happy that the member who says that she is not the main proponent, who asked the same question last week and asked it this week, and is bold enough to state, I am happy that she has raised the issue. Because, Madam Speaker, as I travel through the country, supporters of the Jamaica Labour Party have come to me complaining that the PNP MPs who have gotten substantial relief aid have not been distributing it to them. And I want to put it on record, Madam Speaker, that when they have come to me, I have said to them, in the interest of unity and peace in this country, that we wouldn't raise it or complain about it. But there is obviously, Madam Speaker, an effort to destroy the goodwill and to falsely accuse the government in a very malicious way. And we have, Madam Speaker, made every attempt to be fair in how we have distributed the public's resources, not our resources, the public resources. And to answer the member, I have given a directive to the Minister of Labour, to the Minister of Local Government, and to ADPEM that they must release all public aid that has been given to every member of parliament in this country. So that the unfair and malicious attempt to cast the government in an unfair light can be dispelled by facts. So, Madam Speaker, that will be made available as soon as the next sitting. And we have also said, I must say, Madam Speaker, I received yesterday a very good report from ADPEM that they now have in place a proper system to manage inventory. So very soon, we should be able to have a public access website where we can see everything that comes in and everything that is given. We will put an end to this deliberate, malicious attempt to destroy the reputation of the government. Madam Speaker, and we will see when it happens who has gotten more. Madam Speaker, no, I'm on my feet. So we will disclose everything that has been given to constituencies. Let me put it that way. Well, it can't go to the constituency unless it goes through the MP. So, Madam Speaker, I know what has fallen over there and why everybody is all of a sudden getting hot under the collar. I know. Madam Speaker, let me continue. Grants which ministers who are in the various areas where those grants are given will speak. But 12 billion for this case is for technical advice. 12 billion. And you are correct in the sense that sometimes these grants come with conditionalities as to who would be the consultant, and some countries have, precisely, some countries do have a requirement that by their law that some of their aid has to come through their local companies. I am not here saying that this is definitively the case for this. We have not discussed that. Which brings me to the question asked by the member from Southeast St. Andrew as to whether or not you wanted to have more details as to how the loans will be accessed, when they will be accessed, the conditionalities and interest rates and so forth. So today was, so just to back up so that the country understands clearly. 2 weeks ago, I had a discussion with all the international financial institutions at the G20. That discussion centered around how we can assist Jamaica's recovery. I asked for a particular kind of support. It was considered by the IFIs, and they came together and they made their release on Monday. This morning, I had a call with all the IFIs, including the head of the IMF, the head of the World Bank, the head of the IDB, the head of CAF, and the CDB, Caribbean Development Bank. And we worked out in broad outlines how the program will work. So I don't have for you as yet the details. The Minister of Finance will now go into the direct discussions to work out the details. We can say that the private sector loans, again to the point raised by the leader of the opposition, will form part of our public-private strategy. His concern is that, yes, you may say that $2.1 billion is available in private sector loan, but are there the matching investments ready to take it up? And on investors, and my answer to that is yes. Because the government of Jamaica was already in the process, because of our public investment appraisal process, where we have to develop projects way in advance. In addition to investors who have been coming to the government to say, we want to do this and we will fund it, and we have to decide, yes, we understand if you want to partner with us, you have to understand that we have to keep within our fiscal limits. And therefore there are projects that are lined up waiting for fiscal space to be executed. So which is why I've been saying that yes, it's a disaster, but that it has also created an opportunity for us to fund projects that have been on the track waiting to get fiscal space to be operated. So this is what I mean when I say we have opportunities. So this is also a signal, Madam Speaker, to the private sector that if there are projects that have a national impact that can be done using Jamaica's well-established public-private partnership structure, now is the time to get in line for those projects. The leader of the opposition is saying, in a sort of a way, that we don't have the money. The point is that once the international community stands up and commits to it, it would be very rare or something dramatic, negatively would have happened for us not to have access to the funding. I'm saying the private sector money, they have committed an envelope. And once they have committed that, it is then up to us to meet the envelope. Speaker, I am a strong advocate for climate justice. But the difference between myself and the leader of the opposition is you don't know what I'm going to say. You don't know what I'm going to say. The difference between myself and the leader of the opposition is that I am not expecting the international community to give Jamaica anything.
The Prime Minister is attributing a point of view or a remark to me, which is false. I've never said that the international community can be expected to give us anything. I know the world we're living in. I was pointing out the injustice of it, and the fact that it's because of the injustice of it that we're going to have to be taking on this massive amount of additional debt to try and dig ourselves out of this hole. That's the point I was making.
Madam Speaker, I accept the point of clarification, but there was no point about. But the clarification attempted by the leader of the opposition. Madam Speaker, my recollection of the leader of the opposition statement is that they are only giving us $12 million in grants. With all that we need, all that they're going to give us, let me say this, Madam Speaker. Yes, there is an injustice in the climate change issues that small island developing states in particular are faced with increasing in terms of frequency, in terms of intensity, and in terms of the overlapping of disasters that have an impact on our balance sheet as a country. And the argument is that rich countries that have benefited from using carbon-based fuels, should compensate. But being your Prime Minister, the position I take is that until then, Jamaica must be able to stand on its own 2 feet, develop itself, and how do we as a small nation, Madam Speaker, stand on our own 2 feet? The leader of the opposition's argument is that we are going to have to borrow to do this recovery. Now, I want to know, hold on, that's what he said. No. The leader of the opposition made the point that we are going to have to borrow to do the recovery. And you have made the exact point. Yes. So what else would we have to do? What else would we have to do? Which shows you the inconsistency of his arguments. But here's the problem now, Madam Speaker. How do we borrow? If it were 20 years ago, 30 years ago, we would not be able to approach the IFI. We wouldn't even be able to approach the international community. But Madam Speaker, even if we were able to approach the international community, it would not be on concessionary terms. It would not be in a structured way as this.
Welcome back, my people. I hope that you have watched the video. It was really hot inside the parliament. You know, people were really filming, like they were telling each other what they're being told to do. So guys, it's all about, you know, during the Hurricane Melissa, you all know that Hurricane Melissa really caused a lot of destruction in Jamaica. And during these hard times, the government had to use a lot of money to help its people. But I heard rumors that Jamaican PM, like the money was being looted, you know. We all know that Jamaican was being helped by other countries during this Hurricane Melissa. And rumors are saying that the money that was aided for the Hurricane Melissa was looted, and some people used it for their benefit. So during this, in the parliament, we have seen that Golding was telling the PM that he need to borrow money to other countries, like to the Western countries, you know. Guys, borrowing money is not an issue. Even us here where I live in Africa, Kenya, we also borrow money in other developed countries, in other Western countries. But in this situation, Golding is telling the PM to borrow money because Jamaica now is struggling. Jamaica is going through a lot. They used a lot of money during the Hurricane Melissa, and now things are becoming worse. And Golding is urging the PM of Jamaica to borrow money, but the PM, Andrew Holness, doesn't want to borrow money. He feels like Jamaica can rise up again. He feels like Jamaica is not a country of borrowing money. You know, we all know that Jamaican is a big brand, but Andrew Holness feel like he doesn't want to destroy that picture that we all know about Jamaica. He feels like Jamaican will turn up and it will rise up again. He doesn't want to borrow money from the Western country. And the opposition party, they want the best for the people. They feel like the country is struggling. Country is going through a lot, and that's why they are urging the PM to borrow and lend some money. You know, people have been complaining that some people, they were never getting some money during this Hurricane Melissa. They feel like the money was looted and they feel so bad. And the opposition people, they are feeling like the country needs some help from the other Western region. And what I like about this opposition leader is that they always keep the government on ties. You know, people are saying like opposition and the government should unite. Uniting is a good thing because unity is power. But guys, when the opposition unites with the government, you know, there will be no side that keeps the government on check. You know, the opposition are the one that they are like protecting the people, like they are the one that put the voice of the people on top. We have seen like this time during the Hurricane Melissa that now Jamaicans are struggling. The opposition are the one that they feel like people are struggling and they want the government to do what they can do to borrow some money so that it can help the people. So I think uniting is a good thing, but we need an opposition side to make sure that the government is doing the right thing. The government is doing what they were being elected to do. You know? So it has been it was enjoyable watching the court, how people were throwing some words and how they were reacting. And I love Andrew Holness because he stands firm with his words. He's saying that he doesn't feel any need of borrowing money. So guys, I don't know to which sides are you in. Are you in the side of the opposition, or are you supporting the government? Are you supporting Andrew Holness? It's you Jamaican that are going to decide for yourself. You know, I don't know much about this politics thing, you know. So You guys are the ones that are going to know if we are going to support Mark Golding's side or we are going to support Andrew Holness. So Jamaican, you are the ones that are going to know which sides are you going to be, because the opposition are really doing the right thing. They are always fighting for the rights of the people. They are always making sure that the government is doing the right for its people. There have been an agenda that the opposition should unite with the government. It's a good idea because unity is power, but when you lack the opposition sides, like when the government buys, like bribe the opposition sides and join the government, nobody will be fighting for the people. The opposition teams are the one that they focus mainly, like are the one they're the one that can go to the parliament and put a motion, the one that says what people are going through. So for me, my opinion is that let be there the opposition side and the government side, so that the world can run smoothly, the people can feel and they can say what they want. But I can see in the last video I saw that the people of St. John had a strike. They feel like there is bad governance, So guys, I don't know which side are you. I'm not into politics. I don't know much about the Jamaican politics, but I hope that all will be well. I hope that Jamaica will rise up again and they'll be back to where they were. So guys, if it's your first time coming across my video, feel free to share, comment, and also don't forget to smash the subscribe button. I've been your host, Nelson Reaction, and for the returning ones, I want to appreciate you and say that I really love you guys. So guys, meet you in my next video. One love.